Okay, so this is one of the problems from inscribed shapes that you all were asking about. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how we could find everything on here, but first let's just answer the question that's being asked. It says, what is angle ISE? Where's ISE? Let's see, here's I, here's S, here's E. So they're talking about this angle right there. I'm going to just kind of like trace it in red. And so a couple things that I see about this angle. I see that it's part of a triangle. You guys could see this triangle here, and there's a few triangles that it's a part of, but I would mainly just do this red triangle that I drew. And we're trying to find ISE, which I'm just going to call X, so we can say, okay, I want to know what X is. Well, the first thing that I see is this is 61 degrees, and this is a straight line. These two angles here make a straight line. They have to add up to 180, so 180 minus 61 is 119. So this angle here is 119 degrees. And now I can quickly say, okay, well, these three angles have to add up to 180. So I could do 119 plus 27, which is 146. Subtract that from 180, and you get 34. So this angle that I labeled X is 34 degrees. Now, there's a lot of problems that use this same picture, so I want to explain a couple other things that we could do here. One of them is, you'll notice that this is exactly half of a circle. And since this is a half of a circle, if I was to follow it back to any one of these angles, it'd have to be half. This is a 180 degree arc because it's half of a circle. So then inscribed angles are exactly half of the arc they intercept. So that means this is a 90 degree angle and this is a 90 degree angle because they both intercept the same thing. And then also this 27 degrees down here that they give us, it's not really relevant for this problem, but it does become relevant in other problems. If I look at that 27 degrees, well, that ends up intercepting this arc here, so this must be 54 degrees. So if that's 50, that has to be double the angle, the inscribed angle. So that's why the 54 is exactly twice as big as 27. That's why I know that's 27. Also, we found this angle right here was 34. If I follow that one out all the way to this arc, well, what's 34 times 2? 68. So that must be 68 degrees. Lastly, what if I wanted to know this arc LD, which I will highlight? What if I wanted to know LD? Well, again, we know that if it's a half of a circle, the whole thing has to add up to 180. So let's label this like, I don't know, I'll label it like Y. We could say we know that 54 plus Y plus 68 has to add up to 180 degrees. So 54 plus 68 is 122. So Y plus 122 equals 180. Subtract 122 from both sides. It's 58. So Y would be 58 degrees. So that's how you could find all the different parts. This picture shows up a lot. That's kind of how it works. I'm going to do one more on the next page. So this one's a little bit simpler, actually. But one of the rules we learned about inscribed shapes is that opposite angles are supplementary. So we actually know one other angle here right away, and it's this one. If it's an inscribed shape, opposite angles are supplementary. So this has to be 70 degrees because 70 and 110 add up to 180. Okay, what else do we know? We also know that this arc out here is 97. But we just found out that this arc is 70, so I'm going to just kind of show you this. If we were to highlight this thing, we just found out what this whole arc should be, right? It's an inscribed angle, so it's got to be half. It's got to be half the arc it intercepts. So what does this whole thing have to be from here to there? It'd have to be 70 times 2 is 140 degrees. Well, if that's true, I should be able to find FL now pretty easily because FL is this missing part. And if I call that X, couldn't we say that X plus 97, let's make it all blue, has to add up to the whole arc, which we said is 140. So basic simple algebra, subtract 97 from both sides. Subtract 97, subtract 97. I get that X equals 43. And that is actually the answer here. It's 43. So hopefully that helps. There's a couple examples there of what we need to do. Just a little some basic stuff there. I encourage you, if it helps, like draw all over it like I did. Maybe you have to like trace it on your screen or redraw it on your paper, whatever it takes to help. All right, guys, see ya.